It's Loey. Today I'm going to be doing an updated foundation routine. I feel like I recently did one maybe really early in the month of May or late April, but I really have been kind of talking up the praises of my current foundation routine and the products I've been using, and a lot of you said yes, show us how you use them. So that is what I am doing today. And yeah, I'm just going to quit blabbering. If you want a full coverage, flawless face that is not going to sweat off in the summer heat, then keep on watching. So I'm starting off with clean, moisturized skin because you always should whenever you are going to be applying makeup. And now with my clean hands, I'm going to apply my BB Plus Illumination Facial Cream. This is from Gerard Cosmetics. And what it is just supposed to be an illuminating BB cream. It actually works as a primer. It increases the longevity of my makeup while also giving me a really beautiful, like, lit from within glow underneath. So I'm just going to take this and basically put this all over the face. I don't want to do, you know, too terribly much of this because I don't want to look like a disco ball at the end, but I am going to go in pretty generously with it. This will also brighten up that under eye area once concealer is on top, so don't skip that area. For foundation, I'm going to use my CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous foundation. I am in the color 825 right now. I could bump up to 832 and I actually currently own that shade. I'm just trying to finish off my last little bit of this because I only have a teensy baby bit left. So what I love about this is it is full coverage. It is a completely matte foundation, which is why putting that illuminating primer underneath is really going to help to keep your skin looking like skin, but this is going to really help with oil control throughout the day. So after taking a pretty generous amount on the back of my hand, I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques Beauty Blender dupe. I don't actually know what this is called. Mine is clean. I clean it after every single use. You always should. And then actually right before I started filming this, I ran it under like cold water and I squeezed the sponge so it got a tiny bit of water in there. That way it's damp and it is like 2 times the size it normally is. First off, it expands and it's much easier to work with the foundation, but it also will not suck up all of the product. So first off, I'm just going to take this and dab it pretty much all over my face. I do not put foundation underneath the eyes because I will follow up with concealers later, and I just find that foundation always creases under the eye area. So I never put foundation underneath my eyes or my client's eyes. I just kind of use concealer later. Now I'm going to use my sponge. As you can see, it's like shaped like an egg, but it has a flat surface on this side, so it's really easy to just go in and put on your foundation. This is going to give you the most beautiful, natural, flawless finish of life. And with a full coverage, like matte foundation like this, it's not really good to use a buffing brush because all it will do is smear the product all over and leave streaks. So I will just pat it onto my face using a sponge. Takes maybe like a minute to blend all of that into your skin, and it looks so beautiful and flawless. As you can see, it just leaves a really nice finish on the skin. I am going to use a bit of concealer. For now, I'm going to take a bit more foundation and I'm just going to blend this under the neck. I just use my fingers for this because I don't need to use the sponge. Don't forget to drag a tiny bit behind the ear. Try not to get it into your hairline. And I'm just going to really make sure this is nicely blended. If you're super young, like in middle school or early high school, and you really don't have any skin problems, I would just say to stop there. But since I have had acne pretty much my entire life, and I actually have a current breakout right here, and I have acne scars, I'm going to use my Hard Candy Glamouflage Heavy Duty Concealer in the color Light Medium. And I'm just going to use this in areas where I really need it. So I'll take this in areas like right around my nose where I naturally have some redness, as well as primarily on the sides of my face where I have all of my acne scarring. concealer, I am just going to use the tiniest bit of extra foundation, and I will go back in with my sponge to blend it in. And I really don't want any extra coverage with this. I just want to make sure that the concealer completely and totally matches the rest of my face. So I'm just taking the tiniest bit more, and I'm just going to blend all of this together to make sure there's no patches or areas where the coverage is like insanely thick. And I think that this really provides the most natural finish. Let's talk dark circles. I'm going to start off with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles Treatment Concealer. This is in the brightener shade, so it has a bit of a pink undertone. This is great when you're working with really dark circles because it's going to combat the blue and dark undertones in that area and really brighten this without making it look incredibly fake. I also use a bit of this on the eyelids to cover up any kind of discoloration as well. If you can see, I typically only bring that about halfway under each eye, and then I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Match Perfection 2-in-1 Concealer and Highlighter. I have this in the color 230 Fair Light. And I will just use this to draw an upside down triangle underneath my face. I love this because I can use it to really easily draw this because it has the brush tip on the very end of it. You would never want to use this on someone else though, and you would never want to share this product because it could really easily like spread bacteria. I'll also take a bit of this down my nose as well as between the eyebrows, and what I will do is I will just kind of draw like a flower up here, and that makes it really easy to blend out later. And then I will take a tiny bit right on the Cupid's bow. So now I will take the pointy end of my sponge and I will just start to blend the concealer into my skin. Typically I will start with my actual face, so I will start like between the brows, right here on the nose, on the Cupid's bow, and then I will blend under the eyes just because I don't want that pink brightening concealer anywhere else on the face. I want that really focused in the eye area because that is what it's meant for, and pink randomly anywhere else on my face really isn't going to do anything. So that is what I am doing, and if you can see, I'm just using that pointy end of the sponge to really blend. I think one of the best beauty tips that I can give someone is to leave your foundation alone after you initially apply it. So I really like to give my foundation a lot of time to just sit on my face and sink into the skin before I put on powder, because despite the fact that I have really dry skin, I do really like a full coverage matte finish, so I will set with powders. For now I'm going to go ahead and set underneath the eyes, but what I'm going to do is after that I will go off camera. I'll probably finish off the rest of my makeup because that's typically what I do when I'm waiting for my foundation to set, and I will give my foundation a minimum of like 10 minutes to sit on my face before I put on powder. The reason for that is because when you are dabbing powder onto a wet surface, it's just going to really make the bristles of your brush wet first off, and that is what is going to make the powder look super cakey. It's going to look awful on the skin. It will not look cute. So I'm actually going to go and powder my eyes right now. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in the color Creamy Natural. And I'm going to use this under the eyes right now because there is not as much product under there, and it dries very quickly because concealers are quite thin when they are meant for that area, and it will keep it from creasing. So I'm going to go and finish my face, and I will be right back for the final steps. It's been like maybe 10-12 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and powder off the rest of my face. What I'm going to do is take 2 shades of the same powder. This is the one that we just used under the eyes. It is Creamy Natural from Rimmel. I'm going to use this on the same brush that I used under the eyes, and I'm going to use this to set the area in between the eyebrows, down the nose, and this is going to really brighten up those areas that we concealed and not just, you know, have it match the rest of the face. Also just going to do a tiny bit right there on the Cupid's bow. Then I will use the shade Sandstorm, and this is also from Rimmel, of course, and I'm just using my e.l.f. Kabuki brush, and I'm going to use this and powder off the rest of my face. There was a fuzzy on my brush, but instead of actually like swirling it into the skin, if you can see, I pat it like it's almost a powder puff. And I think that that really keeps me from over powdering the face, number one, because when you're like swirling, it's really buffing it into the skin. So I think that number one, this keeps me from like overdoing it, and number two, it just gives a more natural finish. Because if you noticed, a lot of makeup is patting instead of swirling to get the best pigmentation and the best, you know, look. So that is what I am doing. That is finished foundation. So what I'm going to do is go and finish off my like contouring and blush and stuff, and I will actually link my videos on those things down below. I don't want to, rehash it if you already have a blush routine or a contour routine, but I am going to go and do those things, and I will be right back for the finishing steps. Finishing step for your base, I always do this before mascara because I find that if I do it when I have mascara on, it just smudges. I'm going to use a setting spray. You can use a high-end one, you can use one that's supposed to make your makeup last longer. I'm just using the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set spray. This is like $3 at Target or whatever, wherever they sell e.l.f. And what I like is it's going to really make the foundation look more natural on the skin. So again, you can get one that's going to prolong your makeup. You can get one that makes you feel cooler. You could even use water if you really don't have anything else, but I am just going to use this to set off my face. Okay guys, so that is it for my foundation routine, and I really hope you all enjoyed and that you found it helpful. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already, and until next time, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!